Welcome back to Gear of the Common Game. Today, in deck number 635, we're going to talk about Emote. Relatively certain I said that right. The Celebrant of Bounty. Now, for 5 mana, we get 3-1. That's not the reason why we're playing. It has Cascade. But spells you cast with CMC 6 or more have Cascade. So that lets us, buy one, get one free on all of our big spells. I love this. This is a card that only works in Commander. You know what I'm saying? Well, it works in other formats, but other formats you don't want a whole lot of 6 CMC cards in your deck. Well, this particular deck there is a bunch. So I had a big fear of it being very, very slow. So before we get into the quote-unquote Cascade cards, let's look into the ramp, because, we've got to be able to cast these 6-mana jokers. So, here, man, this is a bunch of ramp. Here we go. We have Llanowar Elves. I found a home for that green soul ring that I don't understand why it exists. Simic Signet, Sky Diamond, Colony Heart Expedition, Rampant Growth, Arcane Signet, 3 Visits, Farseek, Moss Diamond, Search for Tomorrow, Spectral Searchlight, Farhaven Elf, Burnished Heart, Commander Sphere, Simic Locket, Circuitous Route, Vernal Bloom, Thoran Dynamo. Thoran Dynamo is also the reason why I have the Voltaic Key. I guess it also works with Sisay's Ring as well. It's just another, and there's a few artifact creatures, and there's, another artifact that we might want to untap. There's the Sisay's Ring. Ranger's Path, Kozilek's Chandler. I know it costs 5 mana, but let's face it, anything under 6 is ramp, right? And then the Court of Bounty, which I do consider ramp, because you're either getting a land, which is ramp, or a free drop, which is the ultimate ramp, right? So, in our card draw, there's not a whole lot, because our big spells are buy one, get one free, in theory. So, Gilandra, sure. Call her the Wildwood, it does tap for mana, and then when it's CMC 6, we get to draw a card. Now, Cascade, I felt like I had to have the scroll rack. Had to. Because this way, you can set, even if you're just scroll racking for one card, if you draw a card in your hand that you want to cascade into, you can manipulate that and put it back on top of your library. So, I've got Brawn, because apparently with CMC 6 in green and blue, we're going to win with the beatdown. So, giving them trample. Now, I've got 3 cards in here that, one of these things is not like the other. I've been looking for a Baul. I've got this Baul Visionary. It's been hanging out in the build box for a while now. And yeah, I know it's not very conducive to Commander, but it is. Because I've got Spitting Image, which is blue and green, just like it is, and then Rider Replication. So that's kind of an alt win condition, just in case I get in one of those situations where you can't attack or whatever, But, yeah. So let's get into our Cascade cards, shall we? Now, preface, keep in mind, this is me. I make some weird card choices. Brinelin, it does the 6 CMC. We get to bounce a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Now, if bouncing permanents is a good thing, but now in this particular deck, I can see us wanting to bounce even one of our permanents to recast to get the cascade trigger again. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Soul the Harvest. It's a great 6-mana card. Now it has cascade. So it's Primordial Sage. Cascade. The Elvish Aberration is kind of weird. I think this is the first deck I've ever put it in. Well, that wasn't like a, straight up elf deck. But it's 6 mana. It taps to add 3. It does have Forest Cycling, which can bail you out of a bind if need be. But now you staple Cascade to it, and it's not as bad. Atemsis. This is another kind of alt-win condition. You're drawing, you're filtering, and then because I went up the chain to like 9, it is very possible that you could have the 6 different converted mana costs. So, Sublime Epiphany now has, in addition to these 5 abilities, it has Cascade stapled onto it. So I was like, well, okay, I'll give it a try now. Frost Titan's just a great card. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Ulamog's Crusher. Sure. Why not? Now, granted, if you've got Ulamog or Emrakul 2 or Kozilek, those are all awesome as well, but I do not. Phyrexian Triniform. Yeah. 9's going to get you just about anything in the deck. Meteor Golem has Vindicate and Cascade. But not quite Vindicate. You can't pop a land, but, it's all good. Aminatau's Augury. Now, what I love about this card, it says, until end of turn for each non-land card tap, you may cast a card of that type without paying its mana cost. You may cast. Therefore, Emote triggers on cast, so it has Cascade. All of these cards you cast for the free have Cascade. So that's why I'm liking that. Beanstalk Giant. I mean, it's good on top. It's good. Yeah. Confiscate, or as a friend of mine likes to call it, man, gimme. Elder Deep Fried. I swear, the first time I saw it, I saw fried, and now it's just in my mind. Fried like my mind is, I guess. So, you cast it, you get to tap 4 permanents, you get to Cascade. It's got this emerge thing. Why not? Treasure Cruise is a hell of a card draw spell. I mean, especially when you're not paying the 8, you're reducing that cost. But it's still CMC 6 or more, so you get to Cascade off of it. Sakashima's Protege already has Cascade. It's 6, so it's going to get a second instance of Cascade. Now, I don't have another copy of the, is it Apex Predator? The 4 times Cascade guy would totally be in here if I had another copy. Simic Sky Swallower. It's a ballin' card. Annoyed Altasaur. Here again, another instance of Cascade. Kodama of the East Tree. This is just a good card. I'm telling you. Because whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put on the battlefield with this ability, i.e., if you cascaded into it, you can just, so your Cascade triggers a free drop. So now you're buying 1, getting 2 free. Terra Stomper's a fun magic card. Can't be countered. Trample, 8/8. There's our Vindicate. Exile target permanent. Normally we don't like paying 7 for this, but in this deck, with as much ramp as we got, probably not that bad. And it has Cascade now. Colonian Behemoth. 9/9 Shroud. I mean, it's a beater, but Nezahal. What? Yeah, this is an insane Magic card. I love it. So much so that it's... Oh, I'm messing up my thing here. Okay. Well, I got 3 creatures left, and these are somewhat questionable. But now, I'll be honest with you, this is flavor of the past. We have a crawlworm. It is a 6/4 vanilla creature. There are 4,000 creatures that are better than this card. But this card with this art, it is iconic to me. So I'm playing with it. And then I was like, but now it has Cascade. That's pretty sweet. I can buy a crawlworm and get something else free. Or I can buy something else and get a crawlworm free. Only thing better than crawlworms is a Mahamati Deshin. Because I really want... I tried to go as many flyers as I could, but it didn't really work out that way because green stompy things don't fly that much. But Mahamati. That's right. But our big boy is the Colossus of Sardia. Now, we're not going to have a problem untapping this because, remember that Voltaic Key? Yep. This is what made me put the Voltaic Key in the deck. And I looked at the other artifacts and I was like, well, there's the Thoran Dynamo, the Scroll Rack, the Sisay's Ring. Sure, why not? Yeah, I realize those are Brian's flavor jank picks. I get it. There are a whole bunch of better cards, but you know what? I like them. They remind me of when I started to play. A little bit of removal, naturalize, return to nature, acidic slime, and if you're just really tired of it, back to nature. Bye-bye, get it done. Well, that leads us to our non-basics, There's our Evolving Wilds and the Terramorphic Expanse. Oh, I love the borderless cards. Although they're so cheap. Command Tower, Path of Ancestry, Rupture Spire, Rogue's Passage, because, if we're beaten down with big things, we need to make sure they get through. Simic Guildgate, Thornwood Falls, and Yavimaya Coast. And that is it for 635. As usual, this deck list is on Archidect, which you can find in the link right below this video. Yeah, that one, it was a little different to build, to be honest with you, because normally we're so worried about keeping our curve low, and our commander only cares about things that pump our curve up, so it was quite funny. It was fun to build, actually, to be honest with you, but we got 635 going to the wall in my Batman Johnnies. But hey, it's my day off. That's it for today. I do appreciate y'all watching, and y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.